Hello everyone, this is Coach from Thundering Vipers, and today I'm here with some news for one of the most anticipated RTS, Broken Arrow. They've put out a new dev block. This is the dev diary number 9, and we have finally gotten information on a new specialization, which is the US Airborne specialization. The idea behind this specialization is to deploy quickly behind enemy lines or to capture important crossroads or towns before the enemy can reach there. So let's start up with the overview for it. The first step of the airborne specialization is recon, and recon is primarily based on these Humvees which are carrying Browning M2 Browning machine guns, grenade launchers. They've got good spotting equipment with them, some grenade launchers as you can see on the Humvees over here, and they are supported by some sniper teams. These guys, they're carrying anti-material rifles, they're carrying marksman rifles, and they are carrying a couple of M4s. So you can deploy them behind enemy lines or use the forest lines to sneak up behind their supply lines to spot some important things. Then we've got a couple of drones, one being the MQ-1C Grey Eagle, which is the one on the right side over here. It's like a bigger version of the Predator drone, and it's capable of carrying more Hellfires. And the other one is a Global Hawk, this big one at the back. So as a recon unit, maybe you can place it somewhere at your spawn point or way behind in your own area to spot any incoming enemy aircrafts or helis or maybe their supply lines. So it's a drone with a long range capability of detecting enemy units. Wrong button. Okay, moving on. Infantry, you've got a couple of infantry squad airborne, which is going to be your primary infantry teams. They're carrying the new weapons, the M7 spare rifles, and M250 machine guns with some grenade launchers and 84 light anti-tank launchers. Then you've got another 8-man squad, which is the weapon squad, which is carrying javelins and machine guns. So really good at anti-infantry and holding areas against enemy armor. Then you've got your machine gun squads, which is just like 2 or 4 man, 2 machine guns with 4-man squad, M2 Brownings, or you can swap them with the grenade launchers. Good at area control, area denial for light armor units or infantry of the enemy. Then you've got some tow missiles, tow 2s. These are like static anti-tank units. You can deploy them in buildings or in forest if you've got a clear line of sight, hitting enemy armor. And then you've got some anti-air stinger teams. So maybe you're able to mix your stinger teams with the weapon squad over here or with your airborne squads to deny enemy areas. Moving on towards the combat vehicles or ground troops, you've got more Humvees. It's the airborne specialization, which is primarily based up on Humvees. So you've got Humvees with MK19s. You've got more transport units carrying grenade launchers. The one on the right has a grenade launcher. The one on the left is with more Browning machine guns. Or you can use more Humvees at anti-tank again. TOW-2 missiles, instead of being static or infantry based, they are put up on top of Humvees, so they can be a good hit and run unit. And your primary armor is based on two things: the M8 AGS Thunderbolt. It won't have too much armor, but the gun will be able to hit fast, hit hard. Uh, so the basic idea would be to hit the enemy from one direction, relocate, move on to another one. And then you've got the Sheridans, uh, not the best tank when it comes towards armor to armor engagement, but really good against infantry or light tanks due to its 152 millimeter gun. Then you've got some support which will have the Avenger These are short range Stinger missiles, again based on a Humvee platform. Or you will have some medium short mortar slash artillery pieces, uh, again based on a Humvee. Then you've got some transport units. You've got some medium to heavy howitzers, 155 millimeter, or for some more anti-air, you have got a flatbed truck with AMRAAMs on top, or you can switch them with Stingers, or maybe you can have a mixture of both AMRAAMs and Stingers. So AMRAAMs would be for enemy fighters, more suitable, medium ranges, or to intercept enemy missiles coming in, whereas Stingers would be more suitable for low flying ground attack aircrafts or helis. Then coming up towards the helicopter section for the US Airborne. The first one is the Black Hawk. This would be the primary transport unit, I would say, for your airborne squad or your infantry squad, and it is carrying a machine gun as well. I believe it can be swapped with a minigun, but let's see how that goes out. Then you've got the Apache longbow. It comes with two different variants, one carrying rocket pods, the one on the left over here, or you can have like 16 Hellfires. So a standoff weapon, maybe stay away from the enemy, anti-air, just pop up, fire a couple of hellfires on their armor, then fall back. So a really beautiful thing. And this radar on top, the radar dish on top, it helps you detect enemy units. And then you've got a scout plane, which is the Kiowa, capable of carrying a machine gun and a rocket for ground attack, or you can put up a couple of Stingers. Again, it's a unit which is used primarily for scouting purposes. So you've got a radar on top or a spotter unit on top, so you can detect enemy units. Moving on to the last section, which is the fighter planes. So you have basically three variations of the F-15 Strike Eagle. The first one being the F-15C Eagle, the one on the left over here. It's a single-seater fighter jet carrying a lot of AMRAAMs or sidewinders, whereas its upgraded version is the F-15E Strike Eagle. It's a dual seat version, again capable of carrying AMRAAMs and sidewinders, but also it can carry a lot of bombs. Let's see the description for it as well. So it can carry air-to-air missiles, or it can carry a payload of 7 2000 pound bomb or cluster bombs. So again, a multi-role. Maybe you can use this to bomb the enemy, or you can go with the expensive version, which is the F-15EX Eagle 2. It's like an upgraded version of the F-15 Strike Eagle E. Again, dual seater, capable to carry a lot of AMRAAMs, capable of carrying cruise missiles, JDAMs, standoff weapons, and I believe they've given it on the description as well. It can carry AGM-88 anti-radiation missiles, which are used for SEAD, taking out the enemy radar or units which are primarily for air defense, or you can put up 20 AMRAAM missiles if you just go up with a complete air-to-air build. It's got JSON cruise missiles, lots of bombs as well. It will be much more expensive, but maybe it's going to be worth it. Then you've got two transport aircrafts, the C-17 Globemaster. It's going to be a big juicy target for enemy air if you spawn it earlier, but it will be able to carry a lot of units. It will fly high altitude and deploy your units, maybe your vehicles, armor, artillery, your infantry, or you can go with the C-130 Hercules. It can fly low, it can carry a decent number of infantry and some light vehicles to deploy to the zone. And then there is something which they've showed finally, something big, something deadly coming up towards the airborne division. It's the B-1 Lancer. Look at this beauty. So it can carry a lot of bombs of different calibers, different types. cruise missiles, and they've confirmed something which it can carry as well, which is a B-61 nuclear bomb. So you have an option of putting up 84 Snake Eyes or cluster bombs or more cluster bombs, cruise missiles, lots of 2000 bombs, or a B-61 nuclear bomb. It's going to be a very expensive unit. I believe it can fly low and hit the enemy area. So putting up something like this with a nuclear bomb is going to be a tactical weapon, uh, much more difficult to deploy. It's going to cost a lot. It will take a lot of time to come in, recharge, I would say, rearm, and if it gets shot down, it will be a good amount of time to bring it back in. So one has to be very careful if they want to bring a lancer in with the nuke. Maybe it can be used for carpet bombing with a huge amount of bombs that it is carrying. Combine this with maybe an F-15 as escort. So this thing can be quite deadly. But let's see how it goes. The open beta for Broken Arrow is coming on November 12th, and we'll be able to try the US Airborne in it. And I believe there is going to be one more specialization that they will be revealing in the coming days. So let's see how this goes. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, guys.